I'm gonna be honest, guys. The black community has failed you. Why has the black community failed you? The black community has failed you because it it has created an environment that teaches you or that ingrains in your subconscious that things and concepts such as dressing well, presenting your best self, dressing like a grown man, things like that are something to be ashamed about. You feel awkward. A lot of men don't wear suits because they feel awkward in them. They don't feel comfortable in them. Well, there's multiple reasons why they don't feel comfortable in them. One, you need to actually know what you're looking for. Number one, you need to actually be able to get a quality suit. When you get a quality tailored suit that fits you well, is comfortable, and still looks nice and does what it's supposed to do, which is make your body look the most attractive that it can, then guess what? You're gonna feel better. You'll feel better. You'll feel more confident, right? But what does that mean when you add the other layer of a community, a group of people, a crab in a barrel mentality, who are determined that they want to keep you down in the barrel with them? Wearing a suit is looked at as being square, uncool, awkward, uptight, snobbish. It's looked at as putting on a costume. Imagine that. Dressing like a grown man, a grown damn man, is looked at with shame. What do I always say? I always say that the black culture itself loves to embrace the worst. And you rebuke anything that could be positive for you. You guys would be surprised. And those of you that know, you know the difference that putting on that tailored suit gets when you move around and you maneuver in the world. You know the difference. You know what it feels like to have people change how they literally treat you. Literally change. They get more polite. They get more friendly. They want to engage in conversations with you. They assume things about you. Some of y'all don't know about being in a room that y'all really not supposed to be in, but you in the room because of how you presented yourself. How you present yourself. Because you look like somebody that got status. I'm sorry, and I hate to tell you, like, yes, there is a time and a place for everything. I'm not saying that you need to be wearing a suit to the grocery store, but why not? You could at least put on a polo shirt and some chinos. Tuck the polo shirt in. You don't have to tuck it in. I mean, everybody got different style personalities, but I mean, come on. Let's just be real. What's wrong with dressing up? Okay, you don't have to wear a suit to work, okay? But if you work in an office, what's wrong with wearing slacks? If you work in a customer service or a retail position, what's wrong with wearing slacks? What's wrong with wearing a button up? What's wrong with tucking it in? What's wrong with adding a tie? You got to learn how to tie a tie. Why am I saying this? Because the Black community has created an environment where things like being a functioning adult male, this is things that if you look back since Black men have been free, they have men, you see those old pictures. The men had suits. They went to work in suits. They went, like, unless they working factory jobs. And even then, they still had suits. You had a suit for church. You had a suit for funerals. You had to wear a suit for weddings. All that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? There's so many reasons why you need to have a suit, if for nothing else to be buried in. I don't understand. I don't understand how long you guys are going to continue to let this culture just eat you up and destroy you and bring you down. Maybe a suit isn't your style personality. Maybe that's too much for you. You still need to have at least one or two. Just be real. Interviews, weddings and funerals. You need to have at least one or two. And if you only gonna have one or two, don't get a black one. Get a charcoal or a navy one, depending on whether you want to look older or younger. Get the charcoal. If you want to look older, get the navy. If you want to look younger. But yeah, that's neither here nor there, because I get into that in my book, which you can find in the link in the description. But that's neither here nor there. I want to talk about the community, because at the end of the day, the community has failed you. When you hold yourself back and when you do things that negatively impact you because of your culture, that culture has failed you. Why is it that it almost seems like we just you don't want to do any better. You don't want to do any better. This blueprint is not new. It's not a new blueprint. The blueprint is there. And we know how we see the effects that people get when they're looked at or when they present themselves differently. I don't understand why you constantly allow the Black culture to bring you down. If you're not gonna divest from it, then at least try to lift it up. Y'all will celebrate all these grown kids and the Pookie lifestyle. It's not just the Pookies either, because Keisha need to get it together. I don't get it. I genuinely don't understand. But I understand that Noah's Ark wasn't meant for everybody. And so for those of you that understand this power, the power of dressing well, the power of a positive image, the power of presenting yourself the best way you can, salute to you. For those of you that are interested and might need help, go get my book. I did the research so that you don't have to. That's what it is. And I did the research because I wanted to transform myself. I love wearing suits. I love wearing suits. I just I don't get it. I don't get it, and I don't understand why you guys allow why you allow this culture to impact you the way you do. It's about the outcomes, right?